Perhaps we need to check our own start. Yeah, undoubtedly, geek devotion. It's not uncommon for those of us in the geek space who are also Christians to come across people who are, coming at us and saying that what we're doing is wrong and evil. How do we manage that? Look at the book of Matthew, and in Matthew in chapter 7, that's where we have the verses about judge not, least you should be judged. Don't judge me, right? But when you pan out that conversation and you go all the way back to chapter 5, which is the beginning of the conversation. This is part of the Beatitudes, part of that Sermon on the Mount situation that Jesus got. There's a whole lot more here than, telling people off. It's actually a call for compassion. Right after he says this, he says to check the plank in your own eye before you correct the brother in front of you. And this is kind of a both situations. It's not just talking about people correcting you and telling them to check themselves. Perhaps we need to check our own start. We need to go back and examine our hearts of what was happening inside of us. Again, going all the way back to chapter 5, where Jesus is challenging us in how we view people, how we treat people, how we pray, how we give, how we love our enemies. When we go back and we examine everything we have going on the inside, and we humble ourselves the way he's called us, then we're able to respond to people with a little bit more grace and have compassion. And I really want to encourage you to have compassion for these individuals who are coming at you with a level of legalism. What I've found over the years is a lot of people who have these hardcore rules in their lives that come off as very legalistic, and so they put up guardrails to protect themselves. And unfortunately, sometimes they lose track of the fact that these were guardrails, these were convictions that God put upon their hearts that were meant for them, not necessarily for everyone else. Sometimes what you see is people being legalistic. It's actually, in some small way, a cry going, I have this issue and I don't want you to fall in that same situation. It's actually a level of compassion they are having for you. Fortunately, they take it too far. And we have to have grace for that. We have to have grace for these individuals when they come to us. At the same time, while we're having grace, ponder for a minute. Maybe we need to examine our own hearts. Maybe there's some in our zeal to do things. Maybe we've gone too far and we need to set up some new guardrails in our own lives. This aspect of continually self-examining our lives, asking the Lord to prune and help us to grow, this is a good thing. This is how we grow and become what God's called us to be. Just have compassion for these individuals. And as you guys hopefully grow together through life, you'll do what comes in the later half of Matthew chapter 7, which is examining fruit. As they examine the fruit of your life, they may begin to see, oh, maybe some of the things I thought were wrong aren't. And they're growing and they're doing well. And they'll celebrate that. At the same time, you'll see the fruit in their lives. And you go, wow, maybe these convictions that they've put up in their life have helped to produce the great fruit that's in their life.